Some days on trip start slow and calm, but end up becoming ones that you remember the most. That was our first morning in Kuala Lumpur, where we explored two of the city's most beautiful and spiritual spots, the Batu Caves and the Theon Hao Temple. We started our day around 7 in the morning and took the direct train from Putra KTM station to Batu Cave. And honestly, it was one of the easiest and cheapest way to get there.
तो बाटू केव का टिकट फ्रॉम पुत्रा हैज़ कॉस्टेड अस 2.30 ringgit per person.
Next station, Batu Cantonment.
अब हम पहुंच चुके हैं बाटू केव्स, हमारा आज का फर्स्ट स्टॉप है। हम केटीएम से आए थे और हमें लगभग 20 से 25 मिनट के बीच में लगा यहाँ पहुंचने में।
From Batu Cave station, the temple is just another 10 minutes walk, which is very convenient and straightforward. And when we reached, it was almost empty. Just us, a few locals, some birds, and monkeys. Actually, I think the monkeys outnumbered the people that morning. But they did not bother us. As long as you don't carry food items, they mind their own business. Standing in front of this 42-meter tall golden statue of Lord Murugan is such an incredible sight. Behind it are those iconic 272 colorful steps leading to the main temple cave. You can really feel the peace of the morning here, the faint sound of bells, the smell of incense, and echoing chants from the top. We planned to attend the morning prayers here, which start around 8:30 in the morning. And trust me, that moment was magical. The chants bouncing off the cave walls, the light filtering in all, it was calm, serene, and most surreal. And after the prayer, we were offered the tasty prasadam, just like how locals do. It was simple, warm, and full of faith, and tasty as well. By the time we came down at around 9 a.m., the place had completely changed. The tour buses had arrived, the crowd had started pouring in, and the morning peace started to disappear slowly. So, if you plan to visit Batu Caves, come here early, somewhere around 8 ish. If you can, that's when you will really feel its charm. We also spent some time exploring smaller temples at the base, including the Ramayana caves. It is worth if you enjoy the art and mythology. Inside the cave is full of colorful sculptures depicting the stories of Ramayana, and the entry fee to this cave is just 10 Malaysian ringgit.
तो हम अभी रामायणा केव के अंदर हैं। This particular setup was created in 2013 as a tourist attraction. एंड यहाँ पर पूरी रामायणा की स्टोरी डिपिक्ट करी जाती है इन स्निपेट स्मॉल स्मॉल बिट्स एंड पीसेस फ्रॉम द लाइफ जर्नी ऑफ लॉर्ड श्री राम. This is relatively new and there are very less people who come and visit this place. But if you are into mythological things, आपको यहाँ पर आके बहुत अच्छा लगेगा because बहुत अच्छे से डिपिक्शन है सारी चीज़ों का. सो एक चीज़ का आप ध्यान रखिए, अगर आप मेट्रो से ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं केएल सेंट्रल से, सो केटीएम इजी लाइन जो आपको लेनी है. And when going back from Batu Cave to KL Central, इसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी 9 बजे के बाद कम हो जाती है. सो ओनली वन ट्रेन पर आवर गोज. सो आप अपना टाइम जो है यू प्लान इट अकॉर्डिंगली. सो 9 o'clock पे एक ट्रेन जाती है, देन 10 AM पे जाती है, देन 11 AM पे जाती है. अभी हम 11 AM वाली ट्रेन पकड़ने के लिए रेलवे स्टेशन पर हैं.
From Batu Caves, we headed back to KL Central and then took a cab to our next stop, that was Theon Hao Temple. This ride was pretty smooth and affordable. The driver found us easily and it took about 20 minutes to reach.
ये गाड़ी है जिसमें हम जाएंगे अभी.
When you arrive, you can instantly spot the temple from afar, standing tall in white and red. And even though it is quite popular, and there were a lot of people that day, there is still this calm energy about it.
So I'm standing in front of Thian Hao Temple now. This temple opens at 8 in the morning and रात के 8 बजे तक खुला रहता है. You can come anytime you want to visit. बीच में बंद नहीं होता है. And this is the largest Southeast Asian Chinese temple. And it was built in 1987. It was completed, started in 1981. So it's pretty old temple here.
The air is filled with the scent of incense. Devotees are lighting josh sticks and saying silent prayers. One of the most interesting tradition here is that they offer blessings in the form of flowers. You can take one from the temple or bring your own to offer. It is a sweet gesture that really stays with you.
यहाँ पे कंसेप्ट है ब्लेसिंग्स कलेक्ट करने का फ्रॉम द फ्लावर्स जो टेंपल में आते हैं. एंड आई हैव कलेक्टेड माय शेयर ऑफ ब्लेसिंग्स.
And then there is this fascinating part of fortune reading. They have these traditional sticks that are used to tell your fortunes. We all got ours done, and funny enough, we all three of us agreed that ours was quite accurate. The temple itself is stunning, full of intricate Chinese architecture, bright red lanterns, and sweeping view of the city. There is also a lovely Chinese style garden at the base, perfect for pictures or just sitting quietly for a bit. We must have spent around an hour there in total, just walking around, taking photos, and soaking in the peaceful energy.
बहुत ही अच्छा टेम्पल था. इट वॉज सो वाइब्रेंट एंड बहुत फुल ऑफ एनर्जी. हमने यहाँ पे फॉर्चून टेलिंग भी ट्राई करी थी. प्रीटी मच सबको ऐसा लगा कि इट इज़ रिलेटेबल टू एवरीबडी. आई डोंट नो बाकी लोगों को यहाँ कैसा लगता है. डू दे एक्चुअली बिलीव वॉट द फॉर्चून टेलिंग कम्स आउट टू बी. बट आई कुड रिलेट इट. वर यू एबल टू रिलेट? Yes, she was able to. I have the video जहाँ पे she was reading out her fortune. But in all, I think this is again one of the places. अगर आप कोलालमपुर में हो तो ज़रूर आना. It's a Buddhist temple and इसकी मान्यता बहुत है इस कोलालमपुर में. So many people come here and do their worships and rituals here. I think सबसे अच्छा रिचुअल जो मुझे लगा था that was taking up the wishes and taking them home like these flowers and taking shower, putting them in the water, drying them up and keeping them safe for a longer time. और अब इस सब के बाद हमने ग्रैब बुक कर दी है अपनी लिटिल इंडिया में सरवना भवन के लिए, जहाँ हम जाके अपना लंच करेंगे. एक्चुअली ब्रंच हो जाएगा वो, क्योंकि हमने ब्रेकफास्ट भी नहीं किया था अभी. सो एक फाइनल लुक इस जगह का.
So, if you're in Kuala Lumpur and want to spend a morning experiencing its spiritual and cultural side, I would definitely recommend doing Batu Caves and Theon Hao Temple together. Start early at Batu Cave for that calm, divine energy, and then head to Theon Hao for its peaceful architecture and views. But if you have a full day to spare and you are in a mood for something a little cooler and scenic, you can actually club Batu Caves with Genting Highlands for some fun, misty weather and the famous cable car ride. You can find a lot of such day trips on Klook if you are interested. So, yeah, whether you do it on your own or take a tour, I personally think that Batu Caves is one of the places in Kuala Lumpur you should not miss. It's not about the photos, but about the feeling when you stand there in the morning silence, surrounded by chants and birds, and realize how beautifully diverse this city really is. And when we are talking about the diversity, don't forget to watch our next episode in this series where we will explore another side of Kuala Lumpur. So stay tuned and subscribe if you haven't already, and see you in the next one.